Hey, what is up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to Deadball TV. We got Australia versus Japan. Let me not make myself so freaking small for a second. So, anybody new to the channel knows who they're actually listening to. Just woke up about 15 minutes ago. It's 7:30 in Buenos Aires. So, I'm actually a little more lucky than anybody on the West Coast who's what would it be? I think I'm 4 hours ahead. It'd be 3:30 in the morning right now. That is absolutely brutal, but I think this game is going to be well worth it. So, as soon as I saw the fixture schedule, it was not up for debate. I was like, "Yep, we're doing this game." Let me go ahead and pull the lineup. That might be a little too small, so let me do this. I got some fun facts for y'all and anybody else in the chat bright and early. Good morning to Rick Sixons and Joseph. Thank you. Appreciate you guys jumping in the chat. Score predictions from CP. I am going to go either a 2 or 3-0 Japan. It's kind of what I'm feeling in this one. And I'll get into my rationale for why. Rifki says, are you going to watch China versus Indonesia? I'm 100% going to watch China versus Indonesia, but I won't be able to do a live stream for this. I can only do this game because it's before work. So once work actually starts, I'm going to have to have the games on in the background or, watch the replays is what I'm probably going to do. See pieces. I don't see Australia scoring either. Now, this is a rivalry game, and this game is going to be very heated, but yeah, I just think it's a really, really big ask for Australia right now. How about I do this? This is probably the best one for the lineup. Sojo Gangams is going 5-0. I assume Japan. That's crazy. Miguel says, how's it like living in Argentina? I absolutely love it. I can talk more about that at halftime. I do want to just bring up a couple facts about this starting 11. I'll start with Australia. You'll notice there's one name, actually a couple names missing from the typical Australian 11. I will start at the right back position, Jason Geria. This is his second ever cap for Australia. He actually made his debut under Tony Popovich, who was the new coach, after Graham Arnold was dismissed. And he played 45 minutes against China last game, came on at the start of the second half. And now he's getting his first ever start against Japan. So what a hell of a first start for your national team. Jordan Boss, left wing back, also back on the lineup. That is a massive plus for Australia. I just kind of wonder what his fitness is going to be like. Krustic, I forgot this man existed, but he is the starting left winger for Australia. This is a guy who I'm pretty sure he's just made of glass, and that's why he doesn't feature more often, but definitely at one point an exciting Australian player. I would love any Socceroos to tell me now what do they feel about, I think his name is Ashton Krustic, if there's still any hype whatsoever for this guy. No Connor Goodwin. No Craig Goodwin, despite scoring the banger against China. They've gone with Riley McGree and Mitchell Duke up top. Fun fact, Mitchell Duke has not scored in his last 10 games for Australia, although this is certainly the game for him to do it. Just kind of a shit-housing goal. Jackson Irvine, top 3 mustache in football, next to Bratton, who I actually do not even know who Luke Bratton is, but he plays for MacArthur FC, which I can only imagine is somewhere in Scotland. It sounds very Scottish. And Matty Ryan is not the starting goalkeeper. Joe Gauchi, young goalkeeper from Aston Villa, has started before. And I actually do not know if my man has any caps for Australia. I need to look that up because that is another big omission. So this is an adventurous, rotated Australian team here going up against a Japan that really the only interesting thing I saw from their lineup is that Al Tanaka is back in the lineup for his first start in round 3 of World Cup qualifying. If you guys remember, he scored the opening goal in Japan's 2-1 victory against Australia at the Saitama in the 2022 cycle. So is he trying to scare the Aussies by saying, hey, you remember this guy? You remember this guy who hasn't really played too much for Japan? in round 3, well, I'm giving him the start, and he's gonna come back to haunt you. I think that's really the biggest thing here. MT says Taniguchi, a boy from St. Truiden. What a legend. Yeah, I still cannot believe Shogo made it to Europe so late. I think it's really cool. I'm just stunned that it happened. And good for him. Good for him. Let me see. Joe Gauchi has 3 games for Australia, but I'm struggling to find a match by match. Um, let me see. Did not play against Bahrain. Oh, he started against Palestine and Bangladesh in the finals of final matches of round 2 when nobody really cared. We cannot let our guard down. Australia is strong from Japan. 100% fact. I think that this is almost a how would I even describe it? Like a phony lineup from Popovich here, who could be kind of lulling the Samurai Blue into thinking this is going to be easy, but this is one of the biggest rivalries in Asia. This is not going to be easy. This is going to be a really tough match, I think. Overall, I just think Japan are going to wear Australia down as the game continues, and eventually they're going to get the goals that they need because we've just seen that time and time again. And this Socceroos team is still just not that impressive. I can go to here now, so it's a little. I thought I had one where we're a little more evenly sized. I'm not sure if I like that one at all. Was it this one? Yeah, I like that one. I like that one. I feel like that's the best one here. Just real quick, I know we're about the game here, but I do want to share this historical match results between Australia and Japan. First game being in 1956. That's pretty close after World War II, man. And these guys had some massive beef during that conflict. So I'm sure that game was a little heated. It was also in Australia, which is kind of cool. But as you can see, the Australian wins are in gold here. Japan's are in blue, and the draws are just in white. And you can notice, kind of pre 1996, pre formation of the J League, which I think was formed in 1991, you got a decent amount of draws and Australian wins here. You only have one Japanese win in 1968. And then after the formation of the J League, which I can pretty much filter by like this, we're talking 4 Australian wins all time and a lot for Japan. And if I go even recently, Australia's last win being 2009 against Japan. Since then, it has been 6 wins for the Japanese and 3 draws. So they've been kind of going beast mode on the Aussies lately. Thoughts on Iraq Korea game? Mortada, I'm really glad you asked that because I'm going to ask you guys to please not spoil that game. Like, I don't want to have to do this, but I will have to ban anybody who spoils the score to that game because I want to watch that game in completion, no spoils, as soon as this Japan-Australia game is over. Like, as soon as it's over. I'm going straight into the replay of South Korea-Iraq. So please, guys, please, for the love of everything that is good, do not spoil what is happening in Iraq, South Korea. If you want to put your score predictions for Iraq, South Korea, that's fine. I do think it's going to be probably a 2-1 win for South Korea, or maybe a 1-0. Let's get a little run from Ritsu Doan there. He's dragged down, but please do not spoil the game. I'm going to be very sad. I'm so excited about that one, and I'm upset that they're happening kind of at the same time. Amazer says, come on, Socceroos. So we probably have a decent amount of both Australian and Japanese supporters in the chat. Rickson says, where can I watch the game? I think it's free on the AFC YouTube channel. Edmund Savalas, I like this. Siu says, Duke is an amazing player. Well, I think he's amazing at some things. He's not an amazing player. Yeah, he's a very strong center forward, strong in the air. Can you guys tell I just woke up? but his finishing has never been great. He's much better as a header target. Oh, good little interplay. Really good interplay from Japan here. Sutar steps out and cuts it. Japan immediately win it back, though. This is another level of intensity. Minamino down. Ooh, Kubo can't get on it. I think Burgess is just going to blast it up. Mitchell Duke, I mean, he's going to be up against 3 Japanese center backs today. It's going to be a big ask for him to hold the ball up. And Japan just kind of reset with Morita. How good has Hidemasa Morita been in the last 6 months? It's insane. It is insane. God, look at the manners here. Look at the manners here. I'm not even saying that this is correct, but apologies to everyone in Australia. Firstly. Secondly, Japan winning 4-0. I love that. Great ball down. Great ball down. Ueda out wide. Ritsu Doan dancing. He's dancing. Jordan Boss is playing defense. It's quite good defense. Ko Itakura out wide. Kubo on the ball. He's kind of switched wings here for a second. He's driving. He's inside the box. Lays it down. Tanaka. Fake. Oh my gosh. Kubo. Ooh, in his side net for Japan. Great little attack there from the Samurai Blue. Damn, that was probably... Oh, this man, Tanaka, he sauced. It's just a tough angle for Takefusa Kubo, but really well done from Tanaka. Oh, it's kind of a lucky deflection, actually. Jackson Irvine's calling for offside, but absolutely not, my friend. And I love Jackson Irvine. Nusajis says Australia's lineup is a bit underwhelming, 100%. I actually saw an interview with Tony Popovich who said that he wanted to go tit for tat with Japan. I'll do that on screen. Tit for tat. I don't know what that means, but if that means like opening up, I think that's going to be really rough. I just don't know. Joseph Z says, today is the day Australia is going to shine. I believe it's going to be a 2-2. Mark my words, brother. Kernia is going 1-0 Japan. I think that's a much safer bet than a 2-2. These teams do not like each other. So there's always the possibility of an Australian set piece. Like at all times, they're the scariest set piece team in Asia. Just as I say that, Mitchell Duke puts a set piece header wide. I mean, there was no threat on goal, but that's going to be the Australian mechanism here. CP says today's a good day for Asian football, 100%. Cheyenne says, Jack, your words on Oman versus Jordan. I don't know what's going to happen in that game unless I know for sure that either Yasan Al-Naimat or Musa Al-Tamari is playing, because I thought Jordan looked pretty flat going forward against South Korea, who continued to have a very impressive defensive record. That's why I think Iraq are going to struggle. And a pretty balanced game from the Koreans overall. Fullbacks really got involved in the play. I mean, they beat Jordan away without Lee Gang-in really doing a single thing, which was kind of the most impressive part for me. Yeah, Christian, don't worry. I'm just going to pay attention to the chat like sporadically. Can I spoil the plot of Joker 2? I'm sure some people would like you not to, just because they haven't seen it yet. Any prediction for Indonesia versus China? Kind of feeling a 1-0 Indonesia there. Maybe a 2-0. Wait, it's in China. Either 1-0 or 2-1. I think the Chinese get a goal. Rickson saying 2-2 Korea, Iraq. I don't think Iraq are going to score 2. That's kind of the problem for me right now. Peter Nutt says Australia is garbage. They're not what they used to be. I think we could just say it like that. Man, we have 150 of y'all in the chat. I really appreciate that. If you guys could drop the stream a like, that just jumped up to 170. If you guys could drop the stream a like, that'd be much appreciated. I'm also sure some of you have not been on Deadball TV before, so hit subscribe, because I am dropping a disgusting amount of Asian footy content after the international window. Like, you guys are not ready for this. Like, after the 10th video, you guys are going to be like, okay, dude, please stop. Please stop talking about Asian football. Like, talk about American football. I've had enough. Because the title of the video is going to be like 6 players from Real Madrid that could transform Australia. I mean, it's going to get, it's just going to be ridiculous. But I'm so excited for the rollout we have. I feel like last time I liked the group by group reactions, which I'm doing again. And this time, spoiler for all of you beautiful people who are in the stream, I'm gonna start with Group C this time. Last time I started with Group A. I usually start with Group A and my predictions and reaction. I think C needs some love first this time. You guys are always very patient. So I'm going to drop the Group C reaction first and then go Group B, and then Group A will be last this time. And on top of that, I'm going to have several other videos, hopefully several collabs, try to do at least 3, talking about this window and kind of how the AFC is looking overall. Alif is going Indonesia 3, China 0. 3 goals for Indonesia. That's bullish, man. I don't see that. I do not think Indonesia are an attacking side like that. I mean, they're just not. Mitchell Duke down the line here. Itakuda's going to slide. It's a great slide, and he wins it super clean, blasts it down the field. It's a bit of friendly fire here from the Australians. Jordan Boss has looked pretty good defensively. He's so important to Australia not being bad. It's great to have him back. Australia kind of holding it down so far. Not really a lot. Australian player is an actor. I think everybody in the AFC is an actor. Zach Games says, I'm Aussie, and I think it will be a 1-1 draw. Mitchell Duke goal and Japan Mitoma. That would be crazy. T-Man says it's annoying, man. In Australia, it's only on Paramount. Well, dude, I'm in. You want annoying? I'll tell you annoying. I'm in Argentina, and they basically just select like 4 games every cycle to cover, and then they don't cover the rest. And my theory for that is because they need to assign a Spanish commentator, and so they only assign a couple. And it's so funny watching these commentators do the games because they've obviously like never seen these players before, and they can barely pronounce the names at all. But they don't carry a lot. It's really, really annoying. I think in match day 3, they only had 2 games. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. They had Japan, Saudi Arabia, and they had, dang, I don't even remember what the other one was. Maybe it's always a big team. But anyways, the availability really sucks. More Japanese football coverage would be great. Dude, one day on the channel, I'm going to launch a series covering the J League. And if not the J League, it will just be the Asian Champions League. I want to do that so bad, but it's impossible with my current schedule. I already make so many videos and so much content on top of my job. There's no way I could talk about the J League. I mean, unless I just want to live in the studio and be a hermit, which I don't want to do. I'm not really sure what. Oh, it's just an accidental knee from Minamino. VAR checking possible red card. You're having an absolute laugh. Tanaka's or Minamino was literally just running. How could this ever be a red card? Okay, I cannot even believe that was reviewed. I cannot even believe that was reviewed. That was insane. I mean, it's just embarrassing. Oh, bad turnover. This is probably the first bad turnover the Australians have in the game. Kubo on the ball. It's really well defended. God, I can't tell Jackson Irvine apart with the man bun that much. But I'm like, who's that defensive monster in the Oh, it's Jackson Irvine. Beats him up, puts a ball across, but it is blocked. Bulgaria, who's had a pretty good start to the game. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, dude looks solid. Hasn't been really tested like that, but looks solid. Bro, why you hate Indonesia? I don't hate Indonesia. I'm just not gonna gas up a national team more than what I think is fair. Don't get mad at me because I'm the only YouTuber who won't say the truth about that national team. Man, the clout has gone to y'all's head, man. It's crazy. Japan corner kick here. This would be just really disturbingly ironic if Japan scored a corner against Australia here. I would love Machida to get his first goal. Kubo ball in, back post. Oh, it's hit by Dawn, but it's so soft and against the ground. Yeah, a better half volley there, and that could have really been something, but in the end, it's rather comfortable. Rather comfortable. Is Bolivia versus Argentina gonna be lit down there? Definitely, because Messi's playing. If Messi wasn't playing, kind of. Okay, so we can see the game plan here from Australia. I think it's pretty obvious. Long ball up to Mitchell Duke, hit the ball back to one of the trailing midfielders. Oh, I'm not sure what that was there. I think that was Riley McGree, just plays the ball to absolutely nobody. It's a very good recovery from Harry Sutar on Ueda. Ueda was very good against Saudi Arabia, but Sutar, it's a different challenge. I don't even know how much Sutar's played at the club level this year. I feel like it hasn't been that much. Didn't he get loaned out from Leicester or something like that? I don't know. Do I have a live stream of this game? It's on YouTube, bro, for free. 70% possession for Japan in the opening 16 minutes. If you guys don't have it on your YouTube, you probably just need a VPN, set your location to either Canada or the US, and you should be able to see the game. Oh, this black coffee's terrible. Pretty tame here so far. Another reminder that if you talk about the score for Iraq, South Korea, I'm going to have to ban you. Please do not ruin that game for me. I'm very excited for it. And I know that game is starting in 5 minutes. Pretty adventurous ball. Japan goes for the long diagonal. Shogo's trying to find Mitoma on the left wing. Just don't know if that's the move. And now we're just waiting for this Australian throw. And Australia have started the game well. Like, they're not really surrendering any chances. Goalkeepers not having to make saves. They're creating mildly open counterattacks. Just their passing quality, as it has been the entire qualifying cycle, is just abysmal. So that's kind of bailed out Japan. It's not even like the Japanese CBs have had to do anything. Just Australia kind of plays the wrong pass. It's as simple as that. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Opportunity, opportunity here. Kubo in the box, puts it across. Cleared by Sutar. How many times am I going to say that this game? Marisa Tanaka. Oh, there was that run there. There was that run there from Minamino. Mitoma, he's got a 2-on-1. He does really well across the byline. It's not cleared. Morita top of box. He that boy ain't gonna shoot. Morita ain't gonna shoot from outside the box. Kubo in the box again, dancing, plays it up. Itakura, and it's a shockingly bad cross from Ko Itakura. Probably the best sustained attack of Japan in this match. Mitoma saw the double team coming, just said, "All right, bet I'm gonna run the line." And it's two pretty threatening balls in the box for Japan, dealt with really well by Australia, and then Itakura just bails Australia out there. Hmm. Yeah, Christian, let me look at your permissions. For some reason, that that might have something to do with it. Another set piece for Japan here. You can see a Brighton jersey behind Moriyasu. I'm gonna assume that was a Japanese fan. Oh, I think it said set piece. My apologies. That was a throw in. Ball down here. Mitoma again. Ball across. This one's more threatening. Ueda almost gets there. Falls to Itakura again outside the box. Itakura trying to do a take on is just hilarious to me. Um, Ooh, Kubo, what a touch. Oh, and it's an incredible recovery from, I think, Cameron Burgess, who does very well there. What a touch here from Kubo. My lord. Shogo with the ball over top. It is an orgasmic touch, it must be said. Nah, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, man. Ball comes across again, cleared by Australia. Minamino's going to play it back. And Japan is probably just going to chill here. Yeah, how do I see? Also checking my YouTube settings at the same time, which is making this a little difficult. I would say Australia are pressing a little more than I thought they were going to. Suzuki, good ball in the middle. Bad giveaway from Ritsudo on there. Jordan Boss on it now. Australia need to. Oh, they needed to put that ball in the box. It's really well won by Kubo, and Japan are away. It's a 5-on-5. Kubo has the ball out wide. I think the Australians will live with this. Kubo takes the ball in, puts it across. Sutar again. Shot comes in from Tanaka. Doan again. It's messy in the box, and Australia survive. Not the right decision from the Samurai Blue there. Jackson Irvine looks like he got kicked in the chest or the stomach or something. I just don't think that's a right decision there. I don't know. Huh. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, Christian, it looks like you like red listed some words. I'm guessing is what you did. Good morning, Alan. Damien Woods says, "Come on, Aussies." It's a good start so far. Ooh, Marita, very calm in his own box. It's a foul on Ueda there. Christian banned mention of Iraq and South Korea. I'm gonna troubleshoot that after this live stream. I'm gonna be like, why are you unable to ban people from StreamYard? And I bet you it's a connection thing. Double the amount of passes for Japan as Australia right now. Is anybody even remotely surprised by that? Because I'm not. Through ball down. Very, very good find to Uedo's got Sutar on his booty cheeks. Another good ball through. Oh my gosh. And Mitoma cannot keep it in play. Excuse me, Minamino. And then somehow this is a corner kick for Japan. I don't understand what just happened. I guess the pass was deflected, but which makes more sense because Minamino kind of gave up chasing it. But I would have gotten the ball, bro, because I think Australia were in a pretty bad position there. Another set piece for Japan cleared again by Harry Susar, which is not surprising at all. Ball down. This is really well done. Marita cross. It's blocked by Gary's stomach, and he's gone down writhing in pain. It's going to be another corner kick for Japan here in a second. Yeah, you just wonder about the strategy from Japan. Like, obviously, they're going to start playing different once they make substitutions and whatnot. And Junito comes in, and there's a change in the midfield. Probably Ritsu Dawn will come off, I imagine, but Kubo again. Ooh, this time looks like it's kind of won by Shogo, but can't really do anything with that. Talk says you look tired. Probably. Predictions on Iran versus Qatar. I think Iran's going to win big. I don't know how big, but I think they're going to win big. I could put this banner at the bottom here. We'll see. We'll troubleshoot the mods after this stream. It's okay. At least I'm doing this stream now and not like Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, which would be an absolute disaster because every single comment would no doubt be either about the Indonesia game or it would be just dropping bombs about the score for every other match. Maybe it's because I don't watch a lot of live streams myself, but when I do, I'm never in the chat, of like a footy match, just like, hey, yo, Spurs just scored or anything like that. I don't know. I don't say anything like that. I would love to know the human psychology behind just dropping score. There was some guy in the last chat when I did Uzbekistan Iran, who every time he commented, it was just the score from Jordan, South Korea. He never said anything else. He just commented the score. And I was like, oh my God. Maybe if I didn't have a YouTube channel, I wouldn't care, but I would actually like to watch these games objectively and be like, oh yeah, South Korea winning was a fair scoreline. Or be like, no, their goals were lucky and, Jordan got robbed, not just see the FUD mob score and be like, well, there you have it. Time to make a reaction video. Like, no, I'm not gonna do that. The only time I go heavy off FUD mob is for like AFCON stuff. Because I just do not have time to watch African qualifiers, man. I would love to, but today is all AFC and CONMEBOL. There is no room. Well, and I got Mexico, USA at like midnight. It's insane. Fun fact, did you guys see that Graham Arnold was nominated for AFC Manager of the Year? I need to look into what. Oh, geez. Jordan Boss wins it well off Kubo here in Australia are away. He's trying to go the whole distance. He gets sandwiched by Takura and Shogo. And now Jackson Irvine's on Doan's ass here. Ball stays in. Really well done from Ueda. Australia just stopped playing for some reason. Oh, what a slide. Really well done. Bro, where to watch? Depends where you are, Apex. I have no idea. Also, a quick Google search could probably figure that out. Just saying. But if you're in the US and Canada, it should be free. If you're in Spain, I have no idea. Buy a VPN and set your location to the US and Canada. Really well done from Minamino there. He's got Jackson Irvine dripped all over him. And he comes away with it. Been very little space in behind. Tanaka tries to play it to Kubo, goes out of bounds, and that's kind of summarizing Japan's performance in the first 30 minutes. It's been empty. They have not been threatened, but it's been empty. I'm not sure what Tony Popovich is mad about right now, but he's mad about something. Foul called on Itakura, and it is going to be a set piece for Australia. This is pretty far away, but if they can put a good ball in the box here, they could mildly threaten. You could mildly threaten. Is there any team that can defeat Japan in Group C? I mean, dude, Australia can beat Japan, just not until Australia start playing better. But they absolutely can beat Japan, and Saudis probably missed their best chance at home. They probably missed their best chance at home with that. I mean, if you look at Australia, look how they're set up. Back five without the ball. It's a 5-4-1 without the ball. This is probably one of the better through balls I've seen. Mitoma actually has some space wide. He's going to cut in, shot across, and it's. I actually don't know if that was saved. I don't know if that was saved. Really held up well by Minamino. Mitoma finally gets a little bit of space. And you know what? That might be the move because if you look at the box, it's so congested right now. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at stats here. One shot on target for Japan, five shots total, 70% possession. Oh my God. Minamino gets a little closer there. Doan, bad. Ritsu Doan is probably the most annoying Japanese footballer of all time. Like, I have never been a fan of his. I think he's so average. It's painful. But Moriyasu loves him. And Junya Ito still does not start again, which if you think Ritsu Doan is better than Junya Ito, you are a moron. Like certified moron. I can only think that that's because of probably a little bit of fallout from the Junya Ito accusations and the fact that off the bench, he's absolutely killing it every single time. So maybe Moriyasu's like, I don't need to throw in Junya Ito until the 70th minute, kind of like his strategy at the World Cup, where it was like in the 70th minute, then I'll throw on, Ito and Mitoma or Kubo and Mitoma or whoever it was. He's like, I'll put on my best players in the 70th. Until then, we're just gonna survive. I don't know. Moriyasu, he's a strange man. Oh, this is really well done by Kubo there. Don't want in the box. Don't want in the box. And he just gets his pocket picked from behind. Cameron Burgess just oh no, he just loses the ball. For God's sake, bro. For God's sake. Come on, man. How you gonna be doing that? That was a really dangerous opportunity for Japan too. That's like Jordan Boss has done a great job on the left. Kubo hasn't got a lot of space. He plays a great through ball that time has to result in at least a half chance. Itakura, another foul on Mitchell Duke. Man, Ko's got to have like 4 fouls just alone. I mean, none of them are bad, but like at what point does it just become a volume thing? You know what I mean? God, are we going to see a long throw in here for Australia? Jordan Boss is on it. Is he a long thrower? I don't know. Guess we're about to find out. Could be a potential counterattack here if Japan can win the ball. And we're going to do it again. Out by Morita. It's pretty smartly done from Ueda. Ueda has to be like one of the most patient strikers in the world because for this Japanese squad, he's asked to do so much but score. You know what I mean? Like he's always involved, but he doesn't always get the goal. Like, look, Ueda scores goals. I think he's got like 14 goals or something in the last 2 years or something for Japan. He scores goals, scores a lot of goals, but whenever the opponent tends to be better, his role changes a little bit. And he doesn't really get those opportunities. And you don't really see him complain that much. Like that's why I think he's a dog. Like he's just up there just winning headers, just creating chances for the wingers, really. And he's a stronger player than he looks. Oh, they got Hasebe in the audience. Sick. Is that guy on the Japanese national team technical staff? It looked like he was in like a maybe not a press box, but like a Yeah, like an official, I don't know, JFA representative section or something. Throw in for Doan here. Back to Itakura. Kubo against Jordan Boss 101. It's been a good fight so far. Jordan Boss kind of, I mean, Kubo had him on the touchline, but there was just nobody. There's nobody to pass it to. The Australians are pissed. They feel like they won the ball back. Ref says no. This makes me want to play so bad. Australia is running so hard right now. They're so organized. Have to give them credit. Oh, from Mitoma, that's so good. Ball across, back post. Ueda does win it, but it's a very weak header. I think Cameron Burgess is asking for a foul there. I'm not really sure you're ever gonna get that, bro. Mitoma absolutely getting the better of Riley McGree there, but it's not a very good, not a very powerful header from Ueda. That was a big ask there. But excellent fake and drag from Mitoma. Goal kick for Australia, and I think it's gone out for, I mean, Kaito Nakamura, Junya Ito on the bench. Dude, that's some crazy firepower, man. That's some, I mean, come on, dude. There's like, you know how many European teams don't have that type of firepower on the bench? Like, that's just wild. Oh my gosh, he waited in a sprint here. Oh, he overhits it though. It's well done by Sutar. Really well done from Jordan Boss there. That was clean. That was as clean as a sponge, but it's been turned over, and Japan are going the other way now. Japan in the box. Oh, good ball down. Good. Oh, it gets stuck under Minamino's feet, but it's a better interplay there from Japan. Morita wins it back. Hasebe is a coach. Okay, I didn't know that. Takura down. Kubo against Jordan Boss. Dribbles out of bounds. Kubo's upset. He doesn't think the full ball crossed the line. Kinda did, bruh. Kinda did, bruh. Oh yeah, that ball crossed for show. Yeah, that was out. Jordan Boss has done a great job. He's done a great job. And now he's taking the throw. Hmm. Japanese fans seem to be in good spirits, as they should be. Ooh, good tackle there from, was that Tanaka? I think it was. No, it was Mitoma. I thought that looked a little too wide. But I don't think I've ever seen Mitoma slide like that. Mm. Will they play extra time if there's a draw at Dalton? No. They'll just play extra time only. This is a great ball in behind, but it's too much for Mitoma. And Moriyasu making the same face that he always makes as Japanese manager. It's kind of a mixture of content and a little sleepy and a little aloof is how I would describe him. Strong half from Australia, I have to say. In terms of just they don't need to win this game. They just need a point. And they're looking good so far. I wonder if Tony Popovich is going to make any adjustments in the second half. Like he probably would like a little more chance creation. But I mean, in terms of giving away chances, there's 6 Australians in the box like every time Japan attacks. I do not think we're going to see Australia open up at all, really. Yeah, there's not even much of a press here. Of course, there's not much of a press. There's 30 seconds left in the match, but yeah, I would go long ball here, which Japan does. This might be somewhat of yes. Oh, that's a wasted opportunity from Kubo there. You had the entire Australian back line at midfield. That ball needs to be hit over top. And it's just not, and it's a wasted opportunity from a somewhat sluggish looking Japan squad, and that's going to be halftime. And a 0-0 is completely fair. I mean, there's been no good chances created whatsoever. I'm looking at the stats here: 6 shots for Japan, 1 on target. I don't even remember that 1 on target. 4 shots inside the box. They're pretty much all blocked. They're just going wide. Um, touches in opposition box. Australia have one touch. The Japanese box. Japan have 21. But who cares? The score is 0-0. So that's all that they really care about here. I'm trying to see if there's any like enlightening stats that I can talk about. Not really much. 4 successful dribbles for Japan in the first half, 2 for Australia. It's not really a big discrepancy there. We're talking aerial duels. Japan actually have more, which is interesting. 10 clearances for Australia, 2 for Japan, and only 1 save in this first half. So Zion Suzuki, he's kind of fallen asleep back there. I mean, I don't even know what actions he's had. If you kind of look at how this game has developed so far, it's been a lot of passing for the Japanese back three. They've been pushing up pretty high, moving the ball from side to side because there's absolutely no space in behind. I think maybe Kubo got in behind once. Mitoma got in behind once. Tanaka had that very good kind of drag back inside the Australian box, but didn't really amount to anything. I wonder if that was registered as a chance created. It was not. 90% pass accuracy pretty much for Japan, but again, Australia will not care at all. Arshia says boring but close, and I think that is how I would describe the game so far. Sometimes I wonder why this Japanese team can lose to some Middle Eastern countries. Well, I mean, Middle Eastern countries are good at football. Like football is a difficult game. I think I've said this in other streams. It's easier to defend than it is to score. So Japan are always the team that has to score, and that allows the other teams in the AFC, the weaker teams, to play more counterattacking ball where they're in a 3-on-3 or a 2-on-2 situation or something like that, and Japan is asked to defend those situations. So it's not that surprising. I mean, I assume you're talking about Iran and Iraq. I mean, Iraq won because they have the most dangerous center forward in the air in the entire region, and they took advantage of that, got 2 goals. They also took advantage of the fact that Japan was pretty beat up with injuries at the Asian Cup. Zion Suzuki was pretty much thrown to the wolves and did not have a good group stage at all. And against Iran, I mean, you had Moriyasu kind of had a howler. Like the dude was playing players who were just back from fitness. They weren't even ready to play against Iran, the top 3 team in Asia. Iran, that's when you're going to throw a player out who hasn't had reps recently. The entire Asian Cup was managed horribly from Moriyasu. Like he failed as a manager at that tournament. I will never forgive him for how he handled that. It was a disaster from basically start to finish. I mean, and there's talent in the Middle East, man. There's a lot. Referee bad? I don't think the referee's been bad at all, actually. I don't think he's gotten in the way of this match whatsoever. Haruki says Australia is very solid today. 100%. 100%. They're extremely solid right now. Are you sick? What's with your voice? I'm not sick. I don't know. Probably because I woke up at 7 o'clock. That's probably what's going on with my voice, and I can't talk loud. It's 8 o'clock in the morning here. I can't wake up the neighbors. I'm in an apartment. Ton Lee says I need Goodwin on in the second half. Yes, and I fully expect us to see Craig Goodwin come in. Ban him. He insulted your voice. I think that's fair. Sorry, let me ban Sami here for a second. Let me just ban him real quick. How dare you talk about me? Do you think Japan can score in the second half? Of course, I think Japan can score in the second half. It's going to be hard, but I think they can score in the second half. I would change up the personnel, though. I mean, even looking at the highlights, they're honestly struggling to find any from this first half. Looking at the Jordan Boss counter again, where it wasn't really a counter. It was kind of just like he won the ball back by himself and then ran the entire length of the pitch. Yeah, Japan just needs to be a little more central. I feel like, which is easier said than done because Australia are in a 5-4-1 without the ball. So there's not a lot of space. And Tony Popovich has played a pretty defensive midfield pairing as well. So it's not an easy task. Now, if Japan score, the game completely changes because Australia, they have to come out. But they don't have to come out right now. They don't have to come out the entire game. Like they can just say, yeah, we're going to sit back. It's a little reminiscent of the last cycle, except if I'm being honest, I feel like Japan created more chances in both games in 2022. I remember the one in Saitama, especially. I feel like Japan were like inarguably the better side and deserve to win. Of course, they do so off a own goal. I think it was a Junito shot that gets deflected, right as the game's ending. But I feel like that was more of a back and forth. I think Popovich has come in as the new manager and he said, okay, I got the dub against China. We're back on track. World Cup qualifying is back on track. If I draw Japan away, then we're really back on track because Australia was never expected to win this game. And the pressure's now on Japan. I mean, you got everybody talking about who can beat these guys. These guys are invincible. It's gone right back to the pre-Asian Cup talk. Like, oh, Japan, they're the best team ever. Like, nobody can beat them. Now, can Australia beat Japan? Of course, they could get a set piece. I mean, the score's 0-0. They could do anything, but I think it's much more likely they just play for the draw. Which, given how this rivalry has gone lately, I mean, 0 wins for Australia in the last 10. They'll take a draw. They will take a draw here. This poor production team, they literally have no highlights to show. You got to make the Australian goalkeeper work. Japan kind of thrive when they create chaos. But just look at these replays, y'all. Like, look at the Australian box every time Japan gets the ball. There's nowhere to pass to. Like, it is completely, in Spanish, you say lleno, full, lleno, if you're not porteño. There's no space. So how Japan has approached this before in the past is, which of course Japan is not, you know, unused to playing against low blocks, but it's typically shots outside the box, keeping the ball on the ground. So they have an overlap with either Mitsoma or Doan, and they keep the ball on the ground, a square ball into the box, which is deflected, creates chaos. They get a tap in, shots outside the box, or penalties from just sheer amount of touches in the opponent's box. And eventually a defender makes a mistake. The parking the bus only works if the defenders don't make mistakes. So far, the Australian defenders really haven't made any mistakes. Maybe a couple. They've been cooked a couple times in one-on-ones, but it's been damn near outside the box, so it's not really that threatening. So yeah, not the greatest game I've ever seen, but also not the worst. Syracuse's Japan need to win. Do they need to win? If you're talking about the best qualifying window maybe in like Japanese history, yeah, they do. And that's kind of the thing with Japan. I don't mean to make this a side tangent here, but they're kind of chasing historical accolades, in my opinion, mainly as a team, right? Like there's a couple teams in qualifying that are not looking at qualification as a success. Iran is another perfect example. Iran do not care about qualifying for the 2026 World Cup. It's a non-negotiable for Iran. South Korea is the exact same way. They do not care. It's not like, oh, get us to 2026 and you've done a good job as a head coach. Absolutely not. With teams like Iran and Japan, I feel like they're more chasing history. Like Japan, they're like, okay, can we win every single game in round 3 for the first time ever? That's kind of like where they're looking at. Or can we set the record for the most goals scored in round 3? Iran's like, can we go the entire round 3 without conceding? That's kind of like a record they're chasing right now. South Korea, same thing. These teams aren't looking at the qualifying cycle the same way. They have different objectives. Australia, no offense, they do want to qualify because they're considered the second, maybe third best team in the group. So Tony Popovich has been instructed to make qualification the main thing. It's not like South Korea where it's like, okay, let's introduce some new players or blah, 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 whatever the kind of secondary objectives would be. So do Japan need to win? Well, it's the only way they go up, right? They have to win for this to be considered anything positive because they're just too good for a draw to be like, well, I mean, Japan, they put Australia on the back foot. Nobody's going to think of it that way. Were you watching the game? Japan was throwing a lot of punches, Australia just dodging well. Yeah, I don't really know what chances you're talking about, Zato. I don't think Japan really created any good chances. I think you're confusing possession with chances, and there really wasn't much. I mean, of course, Australia didn't do anything going the other way, but this has not been, the best Japanese performance so far. Abdullah says stinky low block, and I think Abdullah summed up what we've seen so far in a quite poetic way that I myself could have never done. Mr. Yarn says, "How's it going? Blue Samurai doing well against Socceroos so far?" Not really. I mean, they're dominating the ball. They're just paying it back and forth. Australia are just they're just digging in. Trench warfare. They're like, we're going to make it difficult for you, and it has been difficult. Interesting. Callum Smith says this Australian team is probably the best team Japan has faced in qualification, but it shouldn't matter. I think Saudi Arabia is clearly better than this current Australian 11 that we are seeing in this game. Like, you cannot tell me. Let me go back to the lineup. Um, Let me go back to the lineup. Sorry, I was reading this fun fact. Japan have stopped the opposition from scoring a first half goal in 4 of their 4 games. No team has done this more in the AFC qualifiers. Interesting. Okay, so 4 first half shutouts for Japan. I mean, if you look at this lineup, you cannot tell me that I don't want to see anything spoiled. Sorry, guys. You cannot tell me that um, Saudi Arabia is not better than that. And especially the fact that it was in the King Abdullah Stadium in Riyadh. They're definitely better than the current Australia. Super Ikura think they're missing Endo a lot. Yeah, that was kind of the big omission that surprised me, as well as not starting Chinito. I don't think Tanaka's been bad, but Endo just a dog. You know what I'm saying? Aussie Game is his boss. Looking good for real. Yes. Yes. Been very good so far. Been locking down Kubo. Callum Smith, one counter could kill Japan, but there seems to be a bit disconnect in the Japanese forwardness. I completely agree, my friend. And the second half is back for those of you who are also watching. And it's gone straight out of play for a Australian throw-in. Breton has been brought off for Australia, and Yazbek, I don't even know who that is. Yazbek has been brought on. So a halftime substitution for Popovich. Will we see a different tempo here in round 2? I kind of hope so, because it has not been the most entertaining to speak about. I don't know what Itakura is doing there. It's very interesting. Itakura does that a lot, where there's like a pass on the ground, and he just kind of like hits it away, but like on the ground. Like, he hits it like 5 yards away and then runs away to like keep tracking his man. He does that a lot, and it scares the hell out of me every single time. I don't think there's a center back I've ever seen who does that more. I'm flashing back to the Iran game in the Asian Cup. He was doing that time and time again, and Iran was just pouncing on the rebound. It was so bad. He was so bad in that game. An all-time legendary trash performance for Japan. Okay, a bit more here from Japan. Oh, no, but Australia winning back well. Jordan Boss, can he break? He's got Kubo defending. He also has no help at all, so he's just going to play it back. I wish I spoke fluent Japanese and I could be in the locker room at halftime. Like, what does Moriyasu say? Because one of the biggest criticisms about him is that he doesn't have tactics. So is he just in the locker room like, "Come on, boys. Like, you're doing great. Keep it up." I don't know. I really have no idea what he was saying. Yeah, I have Lewis Miller is just not a very good footballer, is he? No, it's just not very good. He's just kinda running around. I would love to see how some of these Aussies do in the Scottish league. Like, are they, like, killing it for their clubs? I genuinely don't know. Ooh, oh my gosh, almost a give and go for Australia there. Yeah, but Australia have just ended up kinda going back here. They don't look poor, they're not really under threat. I'm guessing that's Yazbek who's on the ball right now because I don't recognize him. I don't know what Lewis Miller is arguing about there. The ball clearly went off his back and straight out of bounds, but where does Yazbek play? Yazbek plays Patrick Yazbek. Plays for Nashville FC. 22 years old. Defensive midfielder. Well, I think that indicates what Popovich is looking for, which is the point. As he should. I wonder if there's anybody who plays for Australia and doesn't have an Australian accent. Is there anybody? Where's Takumi Asano? I guess on the bench. Did he even get called up? I don't know. I do not like Takumi Asano at all. He is a pace merchant. I have to say, significantly more possession from Japan in the first or Australia in the second half, I have to say. Maybe Moriyasu's like, "Okay, we can't break them down, so we have to just steal the ball from them when they're out of position," which doesn't really work when you dribble all the way back to your own goal like Japan just did. Kinda dangerous here for Australia. Oh, this could be the moment. It's a great ball. Oh no, it's not. Oh, that was it. Damn, that was it. That is kind of trash from Japan being wasteful yet again. I mean, oh my god. Oh, what is happening to Japan right now? Mitoma's trying to do a step back and he a step over and he's falling on the ground. I mean, wow, really poor ball. Honestly, I want to go back and see who played that pass because that was I am gonna go off the live here for a second because that needed to be better. I think it's I think it's Tanaka. No, I think it was Kubo. That was shite, man. That was shite. The ball is there. The ball is there. Maritza's wide open on the left. Wide open on the left. Mitoma ball into Nadie to nobody. Tanaka backwards. Okay, Kubo gets the step here. Is cut out by Jackson Irvine, maybe. Yeah, Kubo really got the better of Jordan Boss on that one. We haven't been able to say that many times. Another giveaway from Australia in their own half. Morita has been cool as a cucumber on the ball. The ball is there. Again, the ball is there. Kubo's being pretty slow with his passing here, I think. Like, he's not being bad. It's more just that because he's taking his time, Australia is continuously resetting. Like, these moments only exist for like half a second, right? So, nice little ball through. Japan will win it back. Machida plays it to Shogo. Back to Machida. Australia fully set now in this 5-4-1. And again, we're going to get Mitoma versus Miller round 5. And he gets the better of him. And then, wow. Wow. Did Japan, I mean, did they not drink any type of caffeine or anything before the game? I mean, they look as tired as I do. And I had to get up at 7. I mean, these are just self-inflicted mistakes. Australia is not doing anything in particular, like not anything inventive. I don't want to be dismissive towards Australia. They're making it annoying. But also you see Japan in these tight spaces where they normally operate so well, and it's just garbage right now. That's about three big to medium chances erased because of Japanese missed passes, not because of Australian interceptions, or because of Japanese players dispossessing themselves. That is pretty uncharacteristic, and I don't really understand that. Kamada, Ito, Nakamura warming up. Is this a Kamada game? Is this a game where Kamada comes in and unlocks everything? Maybe. I bet Tanaka will be taken off just because you don't really need him next to Morita at this point in the game. Not if you want the goal. I like Tanaka a lot, but I'm just thinking like skill set that you need right now. Gosh, how many passes does Krustich have? 9. He's got 22 touches. That's actually way more than I thought he was going to have. Mitchell Duke has 2 passes. Jesus. Jason Gary has 4 for 4 on his tackles in this game. Shout out to him. Machida. Jesus Christ, what was that? Frustich on the ball. All the way back to Garia. Suits are to Burgess. Burgess in the middle of the field. Jackson Irvine plays it wide. Good little play there from Australia out the back. Not the greatest pressure. Oh, Jordan Boss takes a risk there, and it is a turnover. It's a 5-on-5, so it's not much. Japan floats it impact post, and it's wide from Minamino. It's a good ball, but I think Gauchi had that covered. He was in a very good position. Okay. It looks more, I'll say, available for Japan in the second half. Now, they haven't done anything at all with it, but it looks more likely. I'll just say that there's going to be a big chance of some kind. Oh, this could be something for Australia here. Oh, Mitchell Duke out wide to Miller. It's actually a pretty good ball across. And it's a horrible own goal from Shogo Taniguchi. Wow. I remember when I just said that Japan have been shooting themselves in the foot in the second half? Come on, bro. That is awful. That is awful. It's a very good cross. I'll give you that. Oh my god. This own goal? Oh no. That is abysmal. Where is Tomiyasu when you need him? That was so bad. I mean, it's not even just the own goal. I mean, wow. Wow, that was terrible. That was terrible from Taniguchi. I mean, he's been okay distribution wise. Hasn't really had to defend that much, but that own goal is incredible. That is an all timer. I think that is that the worst? That's definitely worse than Harry Sutar's own goal against um Bahrain. Way worse. That's just a shocking individual error. That is embarrassing. I mean, this just gave Australia all kinds of life. Maybe Japan will stop playing like ass and actually go for it now, but this it became a very big ask. This became a very big ask just now. You have to make substitutions. I mean, you got to get Doan off immediately. I'm not even sure if he's done anything in the second half. That's a great through ball. That's a great through ball. Ball comes across, there's nobody there, and Miller just puts it behind for a Japanese corner. Ueda does really well there, but there's nobody in the box. I would take Mitoma off too. Get his ass off, man. Come on. Come on. He's got a 7.5 on FootMob right now. I genuinely don't know how that's possible. His defensive stats are pretty good. He's won a lot of ground duels. Maybe that's kind of boosting his rating, but yeah, I don't know, man. First yellow of the game for Jordan Boss. It's a yellow of circumstance, not from intensity, because Kubo's definitely away there if he's not brought down. It's a fair call. Still a really good game from Jordan Boss so far. Who's the highest rated Australian? Garia, according to FootMob, is the highest rated. I don't even think Japan have a half chance from a set piece so far. I can remember that Ueda header in the first half, but outside of that, it's been dead, man. It's been pretty dead. Junya Ito coming on for Ritsu Doan. I have to say I agree with that. I have to say I agree with the change. And I must say, I do not understand why Junito doesn't start. Like, if anybody knows why, let me know in the chat. But I mean, crazy. God, Shogo, holy hell, that was so bad. Like, I'm mildly upset, but it's more just like, I mean, what can you do, bruh? What can you do? Oh, this is a That was actually well done by Mitchell Duke. Doesn't amount to anything, but it was well. Oh, Ueda does so well there. Oh my gosh. What a recovery, though, from Gurria. That was so good from him there. You wonder if that was the wrong decision on the pass. Mitoma to Tanaka. Janito wide ball across. Oh, it's kind of stolen. Oh, Minamino had a much better chance there. Well, Junito's been on for a total of 40 seconds and has already contributed more to the Japanese attack than Ritsu Doan did in 62 minutes. So, okay, I mean, dude, sometimes it's really hard to be sympathetic towards Japan. It really is. It's like, come on, bro. Like, just do the simple things right. Well won by Shogo there. Tanaka on the ball. He's got absolutely nowhere to go. He's got Miller. He's actually doing quite well here, Tanaka, until he doesn't. And it's going to be a foul for sure on Minamino. Krustic, pretty good defensive work rate today, must be said. Same with Riley McGree. They're both getting back like pretty much every time. Just making it difficult for Japan. That's all you got to do. Just make it difficult. Japan's worst game yet, 100%. 100%. Some of y'all are saying worst game since Iran. I will say Iran was so much worse than this. It's almost not even comparable in my opinion. Like against Iran, they sucked. Japan hasn't sucked today. They're just wasteful. That they're attacking, but ain't nothing happening. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we're 65 minutes into this match, and I cannot say there's been one big chance for Japan. That's pretty crazy. And you got to give credit to Australia and Tony Popovich. He's made some big rotations, man. Like he has made more ballsy decisions in his second game in charge as manager than Moriyasu has ever made in charge of Japan. Like he basically is debuting like 3 players against Japan. It's insane. Another free kick for Japan. It will be another opportunity to cross the ball in the box. I didn't see who committed the foul, but it didn't look to be that bad. Was it Jordan Boss again? Yeah, it was. He is on a yellow, but no chance of a second one there. Absolutely not. Ball across. Oh my gosh. And it's a foul. Yeah. Itakura on the back of Jackson Irvine. Itakura doesn't seem to think he did anything wrong. Let me see here. Is that called in the Premier League? Probably not, but whatever. Again, I don't have a problem with that being called. If anything, y'all, we're kind of seeing like peak Australia here. Like Australia might be back. Nothing really going forward. Defensively, incredibly strong. 0 shots on target, and yet they're winning the game. I mean, is there anything more Aussie ball than that? I would say no. Oh my gosh, really good attack here from Australia. Much better combinations from Australia there. Ball doesn't find a way through, but oh, heavy touch from Riley McGree. Looks like Kamada and Keito Nakamura are also coming on to try to get something for Japan in the last 22, and I don't think there's gonna be any extra time at all. Oh, sort of a bad giveaway. I don't know if Japan are gonna do anything about it. They haven't. What the hell is that from Mitoma? Like, I don't understand, man. I'm just it's like you had 3 teammates open. You were like, "Nah, I'm good. Let me just dribble," and then you passed it to nobody. Sloppy, lethargic from Japan. Again, based on their performance in this game, it is extremely difficult to be any type of sympathetic here. I mean, the own goal was just comical, but bad luck happens in football, and the Japanese are unlucky today. But you've also been ass cheeks, bro. You've been terrible. Curious what Nakamura and Kamada do here. Oh my gosh. Good attack from Australia right away, but it's a Zion Suzuki goal kick. How was Minamino's performance today? I didn't really notice him that much. I think I wrongfully called out Kubo earlier for the bad pass when Mitoma was basically through on goal, which was Japan's best chance of the game. It was Minamino with the pass. I watched it again. It was number 8. I mean, that was it. That was pretty much game right there. But it was a awful pass, and Australia was able to recover. Ball wide to Junior Ito. I guess he's got Jordan Boss on him. I don't. Oh, comment on the ball. First involvement of the game. Like, there's a lot of space in the middle. I don't know why Japan is not trying to take advantage of it, but Keito Nakamura, Tanaka in the middle. Shot comes in. Jesus Christ. First shot on target for Japan at home against Australia in the 70th minute. I don't know what y'all want me to say. What did I say? How Australia or how Japan have broken down teams? They've drawn pens, they've scored outside the box, and they've kept the crosses on the ground. Japan quite literally has not tried any of those in this game. They're not really taking their man on in the box to draw fouls. Nobody shot from outside the box until Tanaka in the 70th minute. And oh my lord, yeah, pull me Tom off. Nah, get this man off. No, he's obviously either exhausted or doesn't really care. I would take him off. It's Aziz Behich coming in for Australia, as well as I don't recognize this other guy, Velipan. I don't know who that is. Looks like Mitchell Duke is coming off, so I'm guessing Velipan or whatever his name is a striker. Jordan Boss coming out. I think Boss had a good shift back from injury, so not surprised that he's not going to play the full time, but this is kind of a risk. Behich versus Junya Ito is definitely advantage to Japan. I mean, Junya Ito definitely got the better of Bay Hitch in 2022. So maybe we see a little bit of a redemption arc. It's only going to be 20 minutes max, but we'll see if Japan can take advantage. And I don't really know the profile of this new nine coming on for Australia. I mean, it looks like a young kid. So, oh my God, what is this he doing? So maybe it's more of like a maybe it's more long ball clearance time for Australia, and they just need kind of a faster guy instead of Mitchell Duke's kind of big body hold up play. What is yeah, Tanaka, he's not pushing up enough in the attack. Like instead of giving Junito an outlet, he kind of just gets in the way of Junito's run. Which when I have to play winger, which I don't like playing winger, I cannot stand when a midfielder is just standing there asking for the ball. It's like, dude, get out of my face, make a run, get out of the. What are you doing? 7 corners for Japan. Junito standing over it. It's a good looking ball. Gauchi, good punch to it. Out wide to Mitoma. That ball needs to stay on the ground. Okay. Oh, just too much sauce on it to Ito. That would have been. I mean, that's what they need. Another wasted opportunity for Japan. I don't know if these guys haven't played on this grass in a long time, but I mean, even the weight of the ball is God, this own goal just gets worse every time you watch it. I mean, there's nothing Suzuki can do. He has no fault at all. Shogo's not even being pressured, man. It's not even like a bullet cross. I mean, it's truly a just a how why isn't that man, this Japan team, bro, they freaking love the crosses in the air, don't they? Oh my god. Did it rain in the Saitama? Like Mitoma slipped, Kubo slipped, Junito just slipped. Did it rain last night? Is the pitch wet? Is that why like through balls also are not working at all? Dude, like what the hell? Mitoma's literally just standing in an. Oh, Nakamura, that's so well done. Does he have anything there? Is that another own goal? Cameron Burgess own goal. This is a joke. Oh my god, I hate this game, dude. I hate this game. What? Oh, let me see. Okay, first off, Yaskeb, yeah, cooked there. Now that is an understandable own goal because if Cameron Burgess doesn't do that, I mean, it's tap in for Ueda. This is god damn it, AFC. Look, I'm trying my hardest. I'm hyping up this game, biggest rivalry game in Asia, or at least one of the biggest ones in Asia. You could argue Japan, South Korea is more talented. I would agree with that. But come on, bruh. And then we got 2 own goals in the opening 76. I will say the substitutions for Japan have made them more threatening, and I think Australia's gotten a little worse. So there's definitely the opportunity now for the Japanese to put something away in the final 15. I think they could smell blood here, but god damn it, this game, y'all. Oh my god. 2 own goals. Absolutely wild. Oh my gosh. Dude, Lewis Miller has 2 nutmegs in this game, which is probably like the craziest stat of the entire fixture. It's not that we have 2 own goals. It's that Lewis Miller has 2 nutmegs. There's time and space here for Japan, for Kamada. Smart ball over top to Mitoma. Kills the ball well. He's one-on-one inside the box. Shot comes in. It's well blocked by... Couldn't tell. But Kamada finding the right pass in the middle of the pitch. Kind of blocked by number 6. I think it was Yaskeb, I think is his name. Let me see. Yazbek. Excuse me. Yazbek. Yazkeb. I mean, I was close, y'all. Forgive me. Junior Ito over the corner again. Ball comes in. Cleared by Sutar. Floated ball in again. This time cleared by Jackson Irvine. It's out to Junior Ito. Passes it to Mitoma short. Junior Ito back top of the box. Cross comes in. It was a pretty good looking one, but it's well collected by Gauchi. Good positioning from him there. Got a little Australian time wasting here. This game is ridiculous, bro. Okay. I don't know who cleared that for okay, now we're just playing volleyball. Oh, Marita almost found the through ball there. Super well cut off by Bayhitch. That's a veteran OG move. How many caps does Bayhitch have? He's got to be top 15 all time for Australia. I feel like he's got like 70. See, now does Keito Nakamura get credit for that assist? I feel like you don't get assists on own goals. You should. Like, they need to change the rule. You absolutely should. Ref is completely in the way on that play. Just eliminated the passing option. Ooh, I mean, look, Australia, they look there's glimmers here of like oh wow, they actually look quite good. You know, like glimmers. I'm saying glimmers. I think you give this Popovich. Oh, that's a bad tackle. Oh, it's a bad fucking tackle. Sorry, didn't mean to curse. I have no idea what Jackson Irvine is mad about there. He just cleated him in the Achilles. I mean, that's a yellow, 100%. 100% that's a yellow. Inarguable yellow card. Mitoma again. It's a lot of Australian defenders back now. I think this is just going to be a full-on siege. Beautiful cross. The control. Oh, as soon as I say that, he loses the ball. That could have been something. Junito did shake Bayhitch a little bit, but Nakamura, ball across, dangerous again. Gurria lets it go by him. It was a little risky. Keanu Bacchus, my boy, coming in the game. He's coming in for Lewis Miller. Kind of interesting. Bacchus out wide. Whatever. They're just going to defend. I don't think Popovich cares. I think he's just like, get out there and run, lads. He's looking for long distance athletes at this point. Australia, they're doing cardio for the next 9 minutes. High intensity interval training. In Japan are going to have to find a hole, which they haven't really been able to do that much. What is that pass from Shogo? Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. Well, at least he got his transfer to Europe. That's all I'm going to say. I don't think Shogo's bad, but he is, in a full strength Japanese 11. He's not one of the three in the back. It's Tomiyasu. Ueda off. Ogawa coming on. Yeah, okay, sure, whatever. Got a goal last time against Saudi Arabia. Good strong header. Japanese are getting a lot of set pieces. Makes sense to me. Good substitutions from Moriyasu. Cannot really complain at all. Wow, good press here from Australia. I'm kind of shocked by this. I mean, they have a lot of players in an advanced position. Machida, good clearance. Down for Nakamura. This is dangerous here. Nakamura's got the pace. He puts the ball across. It's well collected. Good again from Gauchi. Good again from Gauchi. How good has Nakamura looked since coming on, though? That was a really, I mean, Ogawa is sandwiched between Burgess and Sutar. That would have been crazy if he got that one. It's crazy. Nakamura got rid of the blonde and got better. Usually it's the opposite, but not in this man's case. He's also been cooking in Liga along with Junior Ito. Imagine starting for a Liga side and being like two of their top players, and neither of you start for your national team. Imagine that. That's kind of crazy. Like, Rems were like, we don't trust our scouting department. So let's just buy Japan's attack. And they were like, okay, we have the money for that. They were like, wait a minute, you're saying we can buy both of them for like $10 million combined? They were like, yeah. I said, okay, get them in the door. Let's just start them at left and right wing for the rest of time. Not a foul. Get your ass up. Not a foul. Get your ass up. Krustic caught taking a nap on the ball. I hate when that happens, man. I receive the ball, my back to goal, and I just get smashed. Nobody in my team said anything, and then I look like an idiot. Hate that. Dude, Australia is pressing. Look at this. And they win the ball back. Really well done. Oh, that's a phenomenal step by Itakura, and there will be space here if he can find Nakamura. Junior Ito just said, I'm going to just take it the whole way, the pitch myself, and he's still going. Finds Nakamura. The overlap is there to Ito, puts it across, blocked by Bacchus. And Bacchus plays it long. There's nobody there, though. Really. Ooh, that's such a good tackle. Oh, that was such a good tackle from Yasuke there. Oh, Nakamura sauced. Oh, Nakamura sauced. Oh, my. Dude, he is spinning. Oh, my gosh, Mitoma. Wide open 7 yards out, and he just loses the ball. Oh, my gosh, that was it. Oh, that was... Oh, Craig Goodwin come. Oh, Tony Popovich. Oh my God, he's played his trap card. Who's coming off? Krustic is coming off. Yo, that was such a good opportunity. Nakamura has been insane since coming on. And Mitoma just kind of having a bad game, just loses the ball under his feet. Good Lord. Does Krustic have an Australian accent? I would love to hear an interview. He's like Bosnian, right? I genuinely have no idea. I'm pretty confident Craig Goodwin has an Australian accent. Pretty confident of that. Oh, I need my cafe con leche. Suzuki, what in the hell was that? You're supposed to clear the ball, bruh, not just hit it straight up in the air. Machida's gone down. Oh man, you kind of Craig Goodwin gets a yellow card. Oh, I mean, he does scrape him with the bottom of his cleats. Craig Goodwin responds the same way every single time. He gets the yellow. Oh, he's suspended for the next match. He always tells the ref to F off and makes the same face every time he gets a yellow. It's hilarious. Australia pretty advanced. I mean, they got 5 players at midfield. How much more do you want them to push up in the 89th minute at the Saitama with a 1-1 draw? I mean, damn. Just not a quality ball again. The long ball has been quite shite for Japan pretty much the entire game. It's not resulting in anything. Yep, easy foul call on Itakura, who climbs the back of the young striker who I don't know the name of. He might not even be young. Let me see. He could be like 35. Let me see. He's 23. Nishan Velupilai, 23. He did look young. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Australia keep the ball in here. They want this corner so bad. They want this corner so bad. +5. That is way more than I thought we were going to get. And Australia holding them up here. Japan unable to really play out from the back. Machida just clears it. Sutar's going to go all the way back to Gauchi, probably. Gauchi up to midfield. It's won by Machida. Japan will press here. They don't really have a ton of options. I don't see a big opportunity. Kamada plays it across. Sutar plays it wide. Japan's going to have to press here if they want to win the ball back and get another chance. Good interplay here from Australia. Good interplay. Oh, well. In theory, it was good, but Japan have won it back. And they have about 3.5 minutes to get something. Matoma sleeping on the ball. Sleeping. Not a good match for Mitoma. Like, not at all. Craig Goodwin tries to draw a foul, and the referee is not interested in the slightest. Lethargic from Japan. It's the only way I can describe it. A valiant effort from Australia here. And they've actually tried to play football at periods of time in this game, which I find admirable. This point is probably is it a bad thing for the rest of the group? Maybe. It's probably bad for Bahrain. Maybe Indonesia too. I mean, China don't really care anymore, but Japan maybe have 2 attacks left in this game. Maybe. And it's immediately I mean, it's just again, I wish I could say things like that were Australia's, constricting defense, which it has been constricting in moments of this game, but that's just it's just Janito passing it to nobody. I mean, it's an unforced error. We call those unforced errors. Oh my gosh. That's a tactical foul from Cameron Burgess, who had no choice but to bring down Mitoma there, who I wish popped up and kept going instead of complaining for the call. But whatever. Cameron Burgess, even though he scored the own goal, probably saved something there too. He's not the last man, so it's not a red card, even though it was a bad-looking foul. And this might be Japan's last opportunity of the game. Janito's going to take it quick. In the box. It's still in the box. Shot blocked from... I couldn't tell, actually. Craig Goodwin's going to chase this. And now Keito Nakamura's on it. Keito Nakamura absolutely saucing. Junya Ito's wide open on the side. Australia frantically dropping back. Ball comes in. Harry Sutar puts it across. And Japan have one last corner kick to try and do something here. This has to be the last action of the game. The fans are really jumping up now. Think they play it short? They don't play it short. Ball comes in, and he kind of goes for the golazo himself. And that's probably going to be game. And Australia are going to get out of here at the Saitama with a very valuable point. And that is game. Huge point for Australia. A pair of own goals. A Shogo Taniguchi own goal that is not something he will ever want to see again in the rest of his life. And a Cameron Burgess own goal that is a little more understandable. I'll just put it that way. That being said, 2 own goals for Australia in the opening 4 games. God, do they have 1 clean sheet against Indonesia? But it doesn't matter. They're leaving the Saitama with a point, and it's a very good start to life under Popovich. I thought the team looked very lively. Standout performances for me for Australia. Jordan Boss, I thought was good in the first half. Who's my new guy? Garia, good game. Gauchi, the goalkeeper, looked solid. On the Japanese side, Ritsu Doan was awful. Kubo was awful. I thought Mitoma, for his standards, was pretty awful. Minamino didn't really do anything. I think the starting attack needs to change. I do not know how much longer you can rationalize keeping Junito and Nakamura on the bench. I don't get it. Move Kubo central. Get Minamino probably on the bench too. Tanaka alongside Morita. It was interesting, but it's not really creative enough when you're playing Australia. A little naive from Moriyasu in that regard. A little naive, which maybe I understand because you don't want to go too offensive. You're already playing like 4 wingers at the same time, but not a good game from Japan. They looked very sluggish. Ton of self-inflicted problems here. They haven't lost. They almost lost. They haven't lost here. They were definitely the better team, but it's very difficult for me to say that this was how would I say, a lucky result for Australia. I do think the draw is fair. Like at the end of the day, I think it's fair. Were Japan better? Could you make an argument they should have won 1-0? Yeah, but they didn't do enough today. And my last thought of the stream before I end it is I just wonder if Japan pretty much dunking on everybody in the first 3 games and Australia absolutely needing something here. I wonder if those 2 mindsets are going to play a part as we continue the qualifiers. I really hope not, but it might happen. It might happen. I mean, Japan have Australia once and Saudi Arabia once still remaining in qualifying, so they should be good games. This is a rivalry game, so maybe a draw is not the biggest surprise, but not a good game, not a good day at the office for Japan. And quite honestly, a pretty boring game until the substitutions. Pretty boring game until the substitutions. Australia, I think they took a big step forward today. I think they lose this game if Graham Arnold is in charge. So Popovich has really earned some credit here in the bank already, even though their goal was a complete disaster. I would love to see what Japanese football Twitter is saying right now, and I'm going to go check that out. Guys, if you enjoyed the stream, drop it a like. Remember to hit subscribe for all the AFC coverage that I'll have here on Deadball TV after the window concludes. Got a lot more games today, a lot more things to see. I'll be dropping my group-by-group analysis and predictions, starting with Group C. I'll try to drop that either Wednesday or Thursday, and then Groups B and A to follow, as well as a bunch of other kind of fun content pieces I have planned on Deadball TV. So I hope you guys stick around for that. You can follow us on social media. You can see the links down there. I believe they're also in the description of this video. Appreciate you guys for jumping in the stream, and I'll see y'all in the next one.